And good. Welcome, everybody, to the first ever Africa Federation Economic Development Board podcast. I have a wonderful guest, Samana. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, we're pleased to have you. This is our first ever episode, so you can imagine how interesting it must be for us to have something like this and start off with none other than the famous Chopin.
And this is my first ever podcast too, so
Yeah,
I'm a
I
bit
can.
nervous.
You know what? It's okay. I think it's okay to be a bit nervous. It's kind of like when you started out, doing Chopin, right? It
Yeah.
must have been a very, very hectic experience. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you think about it, right, you've come a long way, right?
Yeah.
How long has it been since you started this journey?
Okay, so when you say that, do you mean like the restaurant or do you mean the Instagram page?
I think we can go all the way back to chop it the journey from the page, right? Because the page is what gave birth to
Yeah,
the
literally.
business, right?
Yeah. So we started in April 2021, and it was like I was in uni at that time, me and my sister, and then that's when lockdown hit. And we all know how crazy lockdown got. So we were stuck at home, me and my sister, and we just started posting recipes online and like sharing all our family secret tips and my mom's like amazing food. And it was mainly just for family and friends. And that's how it literally started.
Right. So it was just like it wasn't a planned thing.
No, not at all.
So it
It
was
was
just
like a 11 p.m. convo, me and my sister at night talking, and we were like, "Yo, let's do this. Let's just open a page and just have fun with it," because we were bored.
I mean, I remember the time when you had your pop up. I think this was the first time that I ever saw Chop It go from Instagram to the
Yeah,
real world, right? And I remember my wife was on my case. She's like, you're in Mombasa, you have to go and see this thing, right?
yeah.
And it must have been quite the challenge. I mean, what what got you to a point where you were like, you know what, we've done the recipes, we have a good following, but what drove the idea that what, let's do a pop up?
So it was the first Ramadan that my sister wasn't there. So she had got married and she left. And I was basically like left alone without my sister, who's like my soul sister. We've done everything together. We opened the page together. And the recipe for the chopnut sundae is actually hers. So she came up with the recipe. And whenever she'd make it at home, I'd be like, the world needs to try this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I wanted a place where I could go and meet my chocolate family and like, have fun. And it was Ramadan time. And who doesn't like ice cream Ramadan? Like after Taraweh or like the mosque, you come, you get your chocolate sundae, or before going to mosque, quickly come get your sundae. So I
Right.
thought it would be a fun thing to do a pop-up. I didn't know people would love it this much and it'd go this big. I
Yeah.
was just doing it just to meet my chocolate family.
And Mombasa is a real vibe, right? Like in Ramadan. So I'm guessing
Mombasa, like Ramadan in Mombasa, is a whole vibe.
right?
Like I don't think any place can match Mombasa Ramadan.
And how would you obviously you had this pop up, this thing started off. What would you say you used to gauge whether that was a success or not?
So every single day, me and my mom would make sauce at home. So there was a chocolate sauce, there was a special sauce, and we'd make it at home in like sufuriyas that, we had like the biggest sufuriyas we could find at home. We'd make our sauces, and like it was Ramadan time, and my pop up started at 7 o'clock.
Right.
So have iftar, and like right before iftar, actually, I packed the car with all the sauces, all the cups, and everything. And then we have iftar quickly. My dad drops me to the pop up, and by like 9 o'clock, I'd sell out. So I'd call my mom and be like, "Mom, chocolate sauce is finished. You need to like make more." And she'd quickly like make more, and then she'd send it to me. And even when the chocolate sauce arrived, it was like so hot, like boiling hot chocolate
Right.
sauce.
Right.
But I'd still use it because there was a queue. People were waiting, people loved it. So when I kept seeing that every single day we'd sell out, the response was crazy. And that's when I knew, okay, this is something.
And I think one of the things that's very admirable, and at least this is my observation, right? Having been at the pop-up, having been and having seen Nyali take off, when it did,
Yeah.
you are personally involved in the business,
Yes.
right? So who's the dream team?
So it's actually me and my brother. So
Right.
after the pop up, my brother, he came up to me and he's like, "Samana, I think you've got something, and I think this could be like a global franchise." And I went up to him and I was like, "If I'm going to do this, I'm only gonna do it with you because I know the marketing and the like. I have the like the following and I have the product, but I didn't have the business mind, you know." And I've been surrounded by that. Like my dad is a businessman, my brother, my uncles, my family. So I've been around that, but I've never had the experience. And I knew he had it, and I had the other part. So the two duels, we went and we did it together.
It's obviously for our side of the equation. I mean, those of us who are the viewers, the fans, the consumers. It's always been a smooth ride because we are sitting on the beautiful side of Instagram. There is another side.
Yeah.
That's only the tough, the sweats, the shouts,
Yeah.
the difficult moments,
The
right?
long nights,
The long nights, right? The
early
early
mornings.
mornings, the difficult decisions that you had to make,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, talk me through a little bit of that. I'm sure there must have been some moments when you're like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah, okay. So during the pop up, I feel like that was the hardest part because I would be the one scooping the ice cream. My sister was with me, so she'd be like putting the sauce, I'm scooping it at the same time. We're like talking to the customers, taking the money, like, it was crazy. And me and her, we used to stand on our feet from 7 until 11, literally not a moment to sit down. And then we go home and I have to like wake up early in the morning, make all the sauces again with my mom, pack the car, like, and you're fasting,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty hard,
yeah.
you want to sleep
Ramadan
in
stuff as it is,
your
right?
Ramadan stuff. So that was really challenging. Those were like the hard work that you would put in, and like just showing up every day and actually appreciating to the Chopit family for coming out because, okay, they're coming, but they're also coming because they know me from my page and
Yeah,
like they're supporting me. So having that smile when they get their chop nut or like taking that selfie with them, even though I'm exhausted, I don't want to smile. I'm so tired. My hands hurt from like scooping, but they've come there for me. So
right.
just showing up and just appreciating them for like supporting me.
Another thing that's a very big, a big tough one for a lot of people, and personally, I'm a Valentino guy.
Okay, are
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah, I'm Valentino through and through.
There is like a huge debate: Chop Nut Sunday or Valentino.
It's like the iPhone Android thing, right?
We all know the iPhone's better.
I'm not gonna talk. It really comes down to sort of some of the decisions that you have to make that involve a huge risk. The job hunt was a very big success, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's obviously some kind of benchmark that you say, okay, fine, we've created this Valentino, we've created this new product, we've created the Paneer Shaki, right?
Yeah.
And so what tells you that, okay, this is good enough to go to market? Like, what tells you that this is a risk worth taking?
Okay, so you see, whenever we put something on the menu, it's not something that's happened overnight. For the paneer shaki, I think it took us about 6 months to actually put it on the menu because we go through trials and tests. My family tries it. My dad, who's like the biggest food critic, he'll try it. He'll know exactly, Samana, there's less salt in here, there's less like chocolate sauce in here. And then we, let's say, do a special edition. So, like for the Valentino, it was something we did for Valentine's Day. So we put it out just for Valentine's Day and we like ate the response. We saw what people liked, what the comments were, what the posts were about. And based on that is how we put something on the menu. We don't want to be too complicated, do too many things, but whatever we do put, just know it's really thought out.
Talk me through some of the blunders that happened and how you dealt with them.
Oh, are you talking relating to like Chop It the business?
I mean, talk with the business. There must have been something that went wrong, and then you were like, like, this is how I'm going to work through this solution. Like, tell me a story where it happened. Like, something went wrong, and then you came through it, and you fixed it, and it was seamless after that.
Okay, I'll give you an example of when we had like the biggest scare at Chop It. So I think it was a weekend, like a Saturday night or something. And people obviously that's when they come out. That's like one of our busiest days. It was on a Saturday night. And we had so many orders, let's say over 50 or 100 orders, and the power went off. No electricity, generator stopped working, and I'm in full panic mode because I need that to function. Like we need the fryers, we need, like, especially for the shake shaki, you need the chips, and we didn't have that. So it was insane. Like I don't know what to do. Customers are complaining, like, yo, I've been waiting 20 minutes. Where's my food? And we're just like, we're trying, but what can you do? So I quickly call my mom, like, mom, send me a gas with a karai. We need to make like chips like that. But it was not fast enough.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, you know what? I've let all these people down. I have to do like maybe 100 refunds here. I have to promise them that this never happens again, and to trust me again.
Yeah.
But I quickly realized, okay, what should I do now? I had my neighbor who's like right opposite, and they have like a restaurant as well. And I called them and I'm like, I need your help right now. Can I use your fryers or like make me chips or do something? And they had customers. They had a whole like, it was Saturday night, so they're busy too. And she's like, Samana, you know what? Come here, come with all your people, do what you gotta do. Like have the 4 fries, fry your chips. So me and my staff, we're running there, we're like frying the chips, and then we're coming back, giving it to them. It's not enough, we're going back. So yeah, I think that was one of like the craziest days.
I think I kind of remember that. Like
You
it was,
do?
you were pretty panicked
Yeah.
about it, but
But like yeah, we made it through. So sometimes in these problems you just have to stop panicking and be like, okay, I need a solution. And people who love you and are supporting you, and like Mombasa people are so nice, and Kenyans in general are so nice. When you want help, you'll get the help. You just have to ask for it, and you have to give back. Like because they helped me.
So
Like
I mean, the thing that is, it comes down to like literally going down the sort of resilience route, right? Like if you panic, then you don't solve the problem. Right? You need to be in a situation where you're calm, you're thinking about what's happening, you're thinking about the solution,
yeah,
and saying, okay, you know what, I have to. This is the end goal. That's how I have to get there. And I can see that you went through the process in your head. Do you know what? Everybody thinks that running a business is easy. And there's two sides of the equation. There's people who think that it's extremely difficult, and so they never come out of their shell.
yeah,
And then there are those people who think, you know what, oh yeah, no, Chopin is easy. You know, Chopin had this smooth sailing journey to where they are now.
yeah.
Right? So I want us to address both sides of the equation. There's those people that believe it's too difficult, it's not for me, I don't think I can do this. But what do you say to the people that are actually thinking about going into business? Particularly women, because we come from a place where it's not conventional to see women at the forefront of a business, and let alone a franchise like yours, right? What would you say to the people that are thinking maybe they're working from home, maybe they're baking from home, or they're cooking from home, and they want to move into this space, right? But they're scared. What would you say to them?
I feel like it's completely normal. Until today, I'm scared. Like, I'm opening a new branch. I'm so scared. It's the same thing, and you're always going to be afraid. And especially when you're taking a risk, when you're putting your money or you're putting your time, you're afraid it's not going to work. But I think you should take calculated risk. If you've done your work, you've done your research, you know you have a good product, you love your product, then you just have to do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? It's not going to be good. Okay, cool. But what's the best thing that can happen? You know? And don't just do anything. You have to think about it. You have to do your research. You have to, love your product. You have to market it well and then take the risk.
And I'm guessing that's to the other side of the equation. I think it's just, you wake up one fine morning and guess what? All those chocolate branches just magically appeared, right?
It doesn't happen like that. No.
So it's not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy. It does require a level of effort. Right?
It does, definitely.
I'm guessing that what would you say, when you started out, you've gotten to where you are now. There are things that were in your mind before you started this journey. You thought, you know what, this is how it's going to be. What some of those things that didn't happen the way you thought they would? Do you have any of those that you want to share?
Wait, can you rephrase your question?
Like, you know what? Let me put it this way. There was a journey that was, you decided to start on the journey of chocolate, the journey of going from the recipes to the restaurants, right? And at some point, there was things that you believed would happen a particular way, right? Say, for example, you said, I'm going to launch this is how this is going to happen, this is how this is going to happen, this is how this is going to happen, right? Are there any things along the way that didn't happen the way you wanted them to? But then you're happier because you learned something out of the way that situation unfolded.
Sorry, what?
What I mean is that, you know what, there's misconceptions about business, right? Let's say, for example, when you started out, you felt like there's going to be a journey that you're going to follow.
Yeah.
And then there's some things that didn't work out. but then you learn from those things, right? Like for example, the chips fryer example that you gave, that was a disaster that happened, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything new that you learned on this journey that you weren't expecting to learn?
Of course. I learned how to treat customers, how to talk to people, how to love your product, how to market your product, how to and like I'm just living my dream right now, you know. And I didn't think this was my dream, but I'm living my dream right now. And you learn so much while living your dream.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
No, I mean, it's amazing that you're saying that you're living the dream, because for a lot of people, to get to that point where you feel like, yeah, I'm actually living, I'm waking up every morning excited about what I'm doing,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of people don't go through that. A lot of people will wake up every morning feeling like, oh, it's just another day. Right?
Yeah.
When you go to the chocolate every morning, right? What drives you? Like, what makes you feel alive?
What drives me is the feedback I get, the customers that come and they love the product, and the messages I get, and the Google reviews that I see, and just seeing people post it and love it, and they show up every day. And even if there's a long wait, they'll still wait happily. And I know I'm doing something right, and I know people love the chocolate sundae, and I can't like strip that away from them. You know what I mean?
You said something very, very interesting. You used the word feedback. Now, you were a social media creative brand, right? A very big chunk of your followers come from social media. And it's good. There's always those who are going to say, hey, we love you. You're great. You're amazing. But then you have those keyboard warriors, those trolls that hide behind the keyboard,
Yeah.
that will come in and post a lot of negativity or post a lot of nasty stuff to you.
Oh, I've seen that.
One of the things that people really struggle with, especially on social media, is dealing with that. How do you deal with it?
So you see, there's a difference between a hater and a critique. Those that hate, let them hate. Like they're still getting me. Like they're just there for entertainment. But the critiques, the ones that genuinely see a problem and want me to solve it, and just there's a way you say a critique and there's a way you read a hate. You know what I mean? So when you see a critique, I love that. I want to know what's wrong with the business or what's wrong with my page and how I can improve it. And then the haters, like, let them hate. You know?
So I mean, it's entertainment.
It's
At the end of the day, right?
entertainment, yeah.
Okay, all right.
You reach your points where you're able to differentiate it.
One of the things that I've seen, and at least personally, and I'm sure the followers that are been watching this today will attest to this. I remember a time when you know you were in the SGR with your team, right? And you were coming from Basta to Nairobi, and there was so much excitement. Your team looked so happy, right?
Yeah.
How do you keep them like that?
I feel like my team are like my friends. We're equal. Once you put yourself above them, that's when there's no motivation. They feel like they're under you. But if you love them and you laugh with them and you like listen to their problems and you're genuinely excited with them, you want them to grow. You know they're feeding their families and you all have the same goal together and you're all like working towards that goal. And as long as you're making them feel appreciated, I feel like that's how you have the best team ever.
Amazing, and of course, one of the things that I think that definitely adds value is the fact that you're getting into the trenches with them, right? Like, I've been to Tokyo, and I have seen times when I've come in, I've seen you making a chocolate sundae or
I still love making it. Like it just takes me
would you
back.
say that that's the difference? Would you say that that's what gets people excited that you're there and you're actually part of the process?
I think so, maybe.
Yeah.
But I feel like I genuinely love it. When I see the customers, I want to make it for them. You know, like I want them to feel like they've come for me and I'm here for them. You know, and I want to make them have that personal connection, even if it's with me or my staff, because they see the team online and they see me online. So when they come, I want them to feel like, yo, this is home. You know?
Right. Another thing that's very interesting is, you had said when you were moving to Nairobi that, a little girl with big dreams, right? um, what's the big dream?
Like I said, I'm living my dream. My dream is like to see a huge Land Cruiser, a Toyota, a tuk tuk, people coming and walking, and they're all entering Chop It. They're all being treated the exact same way. They're all given the exact same respect, and they're all enjoying the food the exact same way, and they all can afford it. That's my dream.
Wow, that's amazing. And so you're looking at um, a business that allows anybody from any walk of life.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Right? Amazing. And how do you do that in such a tough time?
We like at Stop It, we really try not to increase prices, and we haven't. I'll tell you something. When we first started Chop It, the dollar rate was at 110. Now it's at 150. And we know like life has changed so much. The prices of fuel, supplies, groceries, everything has gone up. But our prices are the same. We're not trying to increase, even though the whole world is increasing it, because even if it's going to eat away into our profits, it's
Yeah.
okay as long as the customers feel like it's value for money and it's not breaking their wallet. That's what matters.
Wow, that's amazing. Um, I have to ask, what's your favorite on the menu?
Oh my god. Okay, this is my order when I go.
Okay.
Shake Shacky loaded, spicy, sometimes extra spicy, mini chopped nut sundae, or a Valentino. Yeah, that's my order.
All right.
And
Nice.
like my team know exactly how to make it, like with the chili sauce and the paprika sauce. They know everything.
Right, right. And who's the sort of quality control and the taste testing?
Oh, that's my dad for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So whenever there's a like a new item to put on the menu, it goes straight to my dad. If he approves it, then I know okay, it's good. And trust me, it's hard for him to approve something.
Oh
So
really? So he is strict like that.
he's very strict. Yeah.
And who would you say is the brains behind this sort of like? I mean, first of all, you got to tell me what's the story with that? How did that happen?
Okay, so Valentino was something we launched on Valentine's Day.
Right.
And it was the day before Valentine's. And to be honest, I hadn't thought of anything to put on the menu. And this was like one of the products where we didn't think it through.
Okay.
And my mom came up with this idea. She's like, Samana, I have a great recipe. I've been making it for centuries. And let's just go home and try it. So I'm like, okay, cool. We went home, we got the supplies, we got everything, we made the sauce, we launched it on Valentine's Day, thinking it's only going to be there for Valentine's Day.
Right.
And the response we got was amazing because we had the chocolate option, we had the fruit option, but we needed something for the people who don't really like chocolate. And now people who don't even like
The we kind of
strawberries,
people.
yeah, the you kind of people, the weird kind of people.
Good. So I mean, okay. So that was how that story happened, right?
Yeah.
I remember very vividly we were having this conversation at some point when you were here about introducing paneer, right? Walk me through that process. Like what ended up happening that you said, you know what, we have to cater for these people.
We realized, okay, we're not serving all our customers because they're obviously a huge part of the population that doesn't eat meat. So we knew it was something we wanted to put on the menu. We just wanted to get it right because we have one vegetarian option. So if we put it on the menu, we like it has to be 100%.
Right.
So that's why it took long. We like changed maybe 3, 4 recipes. I asked like my Indian friends, vegetarian friends, like went into like vegetarian restaurants, tried all the paneer, and finally put it on the menu. So
And I mean, I think I've seen it go really well, right?
yeah, people love
I
it.
like it. And
Yeah.
I'm not normally a vegetarian.
And now the fact that we have the fixiaco, which is you can put like beef, paneer, chicken, all
Nice.
in one bowl. Oh, and by the way, our paneer is grilled completely separate from the beef. So for those people who have that, they want to make sure it's grilled separately. I'm here to tell you it is.
Wow, brilliant. That's amazing, and that's taking care of so many, preferences and dietary requirements, right? Um, the business doesn't burn you out. Like, don't you feel burnt out at points?
I do sometimes, of course I do. You get so exhausted, especially during like holiday season or like public holidays when that's when we have like a flood of customers come in. When you see me, when I come home at night, you look at me, I'm like exhausted, my feet are hurting, but you just wake up the next day and you're ready to do it all over again and again.
And I must ask, and it's going to be a weird question, but I mean, you're eating chocolate every day. How do you keep the pounds off, man?
Okay, first, I don't eat it every day
Okay.
because I would get tired too.
Right.
And sometimes I think, okay, I'm not going to have it for a week because I'm tired of it. And then I have it after a week and I'm like, I missed it. It was so good.
Right.
Yeah, I still love my Shake Shacky. Like, it's my
I
number
think all
one.
of us, right? I mean, there's a point in time when you realize when a product just worked. Because for me, um, it'll be a week, 7 days, 8 days max. That I
Mhm.
need it. So, and I definitely,
So what's like your go-to meal at Chop It?
For me, wow, that's a good question. I am obviously you can tell I'm a big boy, so I get the biggest one, the mega.
The mega, okay.
It has to be the mega. It has to be beef. I,
Okay.
for me, I don't know. I've tried both, but yeah, man, I'm a steak guy through and through. So beef works for me. And I'm not into chilies, so I'll go with the. No,
You're
really,
missing
really.
out. Like
No,
it's
no,
all in the
it's,
sauce. It's all in the chili sauce.
you know what? I think that's very. I genuinely enjoy.
But we still love our non-chili lovers. It's okay.
Yeah, no, no, it's beautiful regardless with the chilies, without the chilies. The other thing that I find very, very interesting, as I said, for me, the Valentino is something I thoroughly enjoy. And I've had different kinds of
I ordered some for you, by the way, in the
perfect.
kitchen.
Smash that when we're done here. But no, I genuinely enjoy the Valentino. And I'm not saying this because, I know you. I'll tell you this. One of the things that I really appreciate is the fact that the ingredients are very fresh. There's not been a time that I picked up Valentino and the strawberries were off even a bit. I think that there's something there, and I think that, like you said, that you're responsible for one side of the business. There is the man in the shadows
There is,
that is
yeah.
handling the other side of the business, right?
He's
And
like with all of accounts and the tax
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
everything. I don't
And I'm
know.
sure, when you grow to this size, there must be some challenges with supply chain. I mean, um, I believe that Nairobi, even though you're serving Nairobi, the meat comes from Mombasa,
Mombasa,
right?
yes, it
So that
does.
must be quite interesting how you're managing all of that.
We wanted to maintain the quality, and we knew the Mombasa quality of meat we got is amazing, and we didn't want to change that, at least not yet, till we find maybe a better supplier in Nairobi. Maybe we haven't looked around properly, but for now, we get our meats from Mombasa. Yeah.
And so I mean, you know what? I think we're gonna if we can go on until tomorrow morning. You know, with the amount
Okay,
of,
let's not.
no, with the amount of stories that we
We still
have,
need to have
right?
our Shake Shackies.
We do, we do. But let me ask you a couple of more questions, and we can call it a day. There's obviously social media is like so dynamic, right? Everything is changing every day. We started out with Facebook, then it was Instagram, now it's TikTok, tomorrow it's Threads, day after tomorrow it's
By the way, that whole threads thing was like
like
crazy.
it was weird, right?
I feel like it was like a hype and then
Yeah,
it
and
just
then
went
even
down.
like Twitter went from being Twitter to becoming X, like
Yeah.
afterward, right? And so it's not easy because you have to keep an eye on all these things, right?
No, but I'm not on Twitter. It's just
You're
too much. I feel like you have to be like a different level to be on Twitter.
But I mean, how do you keep up with the trends? I mean, because as you're moving along, even social media itself is so dynamic. Like, say for example, if you're on Instagram, right? You remember the times when it was just pictures,
Yeah.
right? Then suddenly it became pictures with stories.
Yeah.
Then it became pictures with stories with reels.
With real.
And then suddenly pictures stopped becoming that important, and suddenly it was stories and reels. And now it's all about the reels.
All about the reels.
Like, what keeps you up to date with those trends? Like, how do you know, or are you on social media like all the time?
To be honest, I love TikTok. I love Instagram. So I'm always like scrolling, looking through. And when I see something and I see an idea, I try to like create my own Choppits version of it and try to keep up with the trends. I don't successfully do it all the time.
Yeah.
Some of my videos don't get views, don't get the likes, but I keep trying because I love doing it. And I love creating and I love people like enjoying the content, and it's hard. You can't do all the trends. It's not possible. Like, there's so many
things do
trends.
fail. I mean, from what you just said, there are things that
Yeah,
don't work out,
of
right?
course.
And then so when something like
Especially sometimes when I've put so much effort into a video and I'm like, this video is gonna go amazing. I'm gonna get all the views. People are gonna love it. And then what? I get like barely any views, no comments, and I'm like,
and so when it doesn't work out, you're just like, that's fine, we'll get the next
I feel that for like maybe a couple hours, and then I'm like, okay, no, but I know my other videos I've done good, so I can get my next
So
one.
that's how
And
you keep motivated then, right?
yeah, and also I have a critique. By the way, if you want like to get really good advice or have someone who is always there for you, get a good critique in your life, because see someone like me, I have my chocolate family who love me and send me all the encouraging messages, and they'll lift me up. But to find a critique who knows your goals and knows where you want to go, and they tell you what you're doing wrong, hold those people close, because it's very hard to find a real critique. You know what I
Like you
mean?
need people who basically like a reality check.
A reality check, exactly. Like someone to tell you, yo, you're not doing well. That's wrong. This is not nice, you know? Like,
Right.
for example, if I have a video where I'm really proud of, let's say I'll go show it to my dad. My dad's not looking for the good parts. He's barely ever looking for the good parts. He goes straight to say, okay, you could have done improved on here. Your voice was not clear here. This, you know, like he gives me the advice I need and the criticism I need. And my chocolate family, like my fans, they would tell me it's amazing and they love me because you know what I mean. But to help me grow, you need a critique.
No, that's very. It seems like that's very very important at this stage, right? Especially in an industry where criticism is critical. If they don't tell you that something's off and you keep doing it, obviously it becomes a bigger problem, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think that that's amazing, and you've given us a lot to think about here. I think this has been an amazing first
I was
podcast.
nervous when I first started,
Oh
but I feel
no.
like as we got into it, I like cooled down and like now I'm more
You
comfortable.
know, at the end of the day, the most important thing is you're able to share the story, and I think that people need to understand that it takes a lot to come from where you started. And I know, in my case, my wife is a fan from the first day,
Oh.
right? Recipes was everything that she was following. And you've gone from recipes to a pop-up stand, which is, I mean, if there's women out there that want to start a business, this is how you do it. You don't go seeking $150,000 to start a business. You test it
No,
out first, right?
you
And that's
tested out.
exactly what you did. You went out there, you tested it
I
out.
invested like literally 30,000 into my pop up.
Shillings, dollars.
30,000 shillings,
Shillings.
Kenyan shillings into my pop up. Like, and I thought that was huge at that time. I'm like, I'm putting 30,000. Like, will people even come? Will
Yeah.
people even enjoy it? But it's a risk.
So you essentially proved, you went and proved your product out there.
Yeah.
You said, okay, there's an interest in this. People genuinely like this, right? And
Yeah.
of course, your brother comes up and says, "Hey, I think you got something." Like,
Yeah.
and genuinely, when I
And when he said that, it gave me like all the
yeah, like for
motivation.
me, when I first came to the pop up, and coincidentally, I was in Mombasa when you did that.
I remember.
And I remember finally my wife father was saying, "You gotta go, you gotta go." And I was like, "What's the big deal?" Like, what's
It's
the?
just ice cream.
I was like, "It's exactly like it's just ice cream." And then I went and tried this thing out, right? And it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
That's the feedback I love. Like when
Right?
people love the chocolate,
And
and I'm
that
like,
essentially started this entire journey.
yes.
Now I will end at this note. I think thank you very much for taking the time
Thank you for having
to
me.
have this conversation with us.
Before the podcast, I thought you're either going to be a bully or you're going to be a gentleman. So at least we can safely say you are a gentleman. So
Asante sana.
thank you, sir.
But it was brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope the audience enjoyed the conversation as much as I
I
did.
really hope so too. And if any of my chocolate family are watching this live, thank you for being here.
Sawa, thank you very much, guys, and back to the studio. I think we can wrap up. I hope he kept it. I don't know if he did.
So it's done, right?
I hope he's close.